examination. So I think it's really important to think about that like a checkpoint of our way. And the result, the final score, is a kind of checkpoint where I am, where I should be, in combination where I should be, and to take a feeling what is missing, so what I have to improve, even a past examination, because it's easy to work harder when we fail. But the point is work hard also when we achieve the score. That is the hardest part, in my opinion. If we leave the examination not like a final destiny of my job, but like a checkpoint of a longer way, I think we are always prepared to be more focused than before every day, and to do, in somehow, to never be satisfied enough about our job. Not the best, of course, but not fully satisfied. So this is the message I would like to pass you, like few experiences I have, but how I lived my career in Canada till now. And I really hope maybe a point of view can open your vision around the examination you have to achieve. So, thank you.
Very good.
Freestyle. Yeah. We've done examinations. It was very hard to be a candidate, but it's also very hard to be somebody who is examining the candidates. There's a lot of pressure. A lot of the decisions are kind of subjective, actually. And so when somebody comes and asks, why did I fail? Nobody ever comes and asks, why did I pass, by the way. People always come and say, why did I fail? What did I do wrong? Sometimes it's very hard to give a very black and white, clear statement. Sometimes it is easy. You were shit, okay? But sometimes it's a little bit, yeah, it was close, but there was something missing. Well, what's missing? Oh, well, you just got to train harder and you'll get it. Right, it becomes like that because it is every one of the examiners who are sitting at the table. They have their ideal of what Kendall is supposed to be for that grade because we've been through it. We have our ideas of what you need to demonstrate, but there is something else also. It's like when you go into an art gallery and you walk past all of the masterpieces, but there's one that stands out. For some reason, you just stand there and you look at it longer than the other ones. Well, watching people do examinations has a similar experience a lot of the time. But as a rule of thumb, if you look at what is required for shodan, what is required for nidan, sandan, blah, 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 usually there is some definition, and it's very vague. Usually, and this is very simplified, but usually shodan, nidan, sandan are kind of like the first group, okay? And in this particular group, you have to demonstrate incrementally, of course, as you get higher, that you have a very good proficiency of the basic techniques. Okay, so you must be able to strike properly with kiken taichi. You've got to have a loud voice. You've got to have proper chakuso, the way that you wear your equipment. You have to show that you do proper regi saho. Okay, all of these things, the very fundamental aspects of kendo, and of course the techniques, and being able to strike your opponent. The next group is Yondan Godan, 4th dan and 5th dan. And at this particular level, what you have to demonstrate is, obviously, you already have all of the fundamentals, and you can do that very well. The next stage, 4th dan, 5th dan, is to, how do you apply the techniques? In other words, putting it simple, you have to demonstrate that you have an understanding of the interaction between you and your opponent. The shodan to sandan, you it just doesn't matter, you just go crazy and you hit them. That's good, right? But Yondan Godan, we need a little bit more of a conversation between them. Okay, and this is demonstrated with techniques like Oji Waza. Your opponent comes in and you're able to react and show a high level. So the next level is what they call the Kodansha, or the high grades. And that is Rokudan, Nanadan, and Hachidan. And Rokudan, Nanadan, Hachidan, of course you have the basics, of course you know how to apply them. And then the next stage is how do you apply them by controlling your opponent, like a conductor in an orchestra. In other words, it's not random. You are creating chances and capitalizing on the chances at a higher percentage and a higher quality than before. And so you could say that the first group, Shodan, Ino, and Sandan, is really about the body and a good fighting spirit. Yondan Godan is about using your brain. And Rokudan, Nanadan, Hachidan is about the heart. Okay, and that gets really, really abstract when we start talking about the heart, right? But simply put, when you get to the level of Rokudan, and people have been asking me, they're going to sit there, Rokudan exam, what do I need to do? It's not about striking your opponent. It's about defeating your opponent in the build-up to that, and then the technique just comes as a part, as an afterthought almost. So it becomes a very, very personal thing. So with the higher grades, and at the moment, myself and the new sensei are trying for Hachidan examination, 0.3% pass rate. And I am told that, by the examiners, this is the highest level. And I ask, what am I doing wrong? And inevitably the answer is, you did not strike the examiner's hearts. So what the hell? What does that mean exactly? That means that in the build-up to that interaction, the technique itself is an afterthought. It's actually the mind and the spirit that leads to the cause and effect that comes from that interaction. So it's very, very difficult to explain this. The only way that you can explain it, as I said before, if you experience it, you know it, type thing, right? So as Fidiki Sensei was saying before, for me personally, at the moment I've tried for Hachidan 4 times. But every time I feel a little bit closer to understanding. And the grading examination experience keeps me very honest. And it keeps me motivated and it keeps me trying. Failure is such an important part of that process. And trying to work out what I'm doing wrong and also what I'm doing right. So there's going to be people who are going to be very upset on Sunday. Please don't come and ask us what you did wrong, and just keep trying. I think I've confused everybody even more, but I'll stop there. Thank you very much.
Shall we go swimming? I'd like to point out another thing about the gradings. We consider gradings like necessary and important, but still they're like artificial. It's a system built, but it's necessary for you to use this system as kind of like reflecting on your development, and therefore it's necessary. But if you are aiming for Hachidan, it's roughly, if everything goes well, it's like 33 years of practice. If you pass everything in the first try. So that maybe is not enough for you to motivate yourself in practicing. But since we have these steps of different grades, there are the necessary targets or gates that you must go through. And I would say that because we people, we tend to be very lazy. We are postponing things and we are like thinking that, okay, I'll start tomorrow to prepare. So therefore it's good that we have a system, because once we have a purpose for our practice, which is like one of the done grades, so then we'll start to feel meaning in our practice. And therefore then we start to develop kind of like formula or a plan how to improve ourselves. And then maybe eventually we can pass the grade. But the thing is that still, like Christian was mentioning that the practice. I mean, if you practice sincerely, you will meet these goals and targets, and maybe you'll go through them, or maybe you'll stop there for a while. But the process of practicing in itself, it should be rewarding. Because whether you succeed or not is not like, it doesn't tell you about what kind of person you are or what is your identity. And it doesn't make, the failure should not affect on you. I mean, it's a performance which is like judged by the shimpan, and it's either pass or not pass, but that's just feedback. Then you go back to your home dojo, maybe practice a little bit more, or enjoy your achievement and look for the next goal. Yeah, that's pretty much what I had in mind at the moment.
Hi, speaking about running examination, I would like to make a step back with you. So I will do a step back. Yeah, because first of all, imagine you have to organize the grading examination. First you have to, of course, the venue, but you have to choose the panel. And today, we are a typical panel for tomorrow, 7th Dan. We are all different. Even if we can see 3 Italian people, there is the most different Italian people ever. See that? And so, first of all, every people in the jury has a different life of kendo, different experience, meet different people, meet different experiences. So we are all different. But of course, we have a common part of the concept of kendo. But maybe the common part of concept of kendo would be 60, 70, 80%, maybe, but never 100%. It's normal because we are all human. And it's normal because in the grading examination there is not only one examiner. There is 6, 7, maybe more for high grades. So that's what is important to understand, that there is also something like a mathematical topic. Because we are a certain number of people, we are really 6.
5 or 6 people.
6. 5 for 1 to 3 Dan. So we need 4 votes to run the Dan. And for the 6, we 4 votes for the 6 and 3 for the
Up to some 3.
So, as you know, we say examination is not quite an examination. It's more like, like an audition for a role. To be, for example, you have to show your art, And all the people there are used to look, used to practice the same art, and they will be touched, as like Alex said, in the heart by your prestation. And mathematically, you need to touch a certain number of sensei, whatever their different life, their different concept of kendo. And that is very important because this is the value of the grade. If you can touch so many people that have years and years and years of kendo practicing, kendo watching, kendo experimenting, if you can touch them, you have the value expected for the grade. That is important to know. Afterwards, say, for the first time we are waiting for Kenta and so on and so on and so on. But most of all, you have to show who you are. You don't have to do something special to touch our heart. Just be yourself, the best of yourself, and we will see and we will be touched or not. That's my concept of grading.